Hi, McCracken County. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share with you. I wish I could be there in person, but I'm thankful to be able to share with you a video about my campaign for U.S. Senate. Like many people, not just in Kentucky, but across America, I've been very disheartened the last number of years to see the trajectory of both our country and many of the political decisions that are made, especially in the issue of value of human dignity. I feel so oftentimes in our society and in decisions made in politics, human beings are not given the value and dignity that they deserve. I believe everyone was created in the image of God, and therefore as we look at policy, and if I'm elected senator in Washington, I will ensure that as we seek to write laws and legislations, we are valuing that human worth and dignity of every person across America. As I've had conversations with people in Kentucky, I've also just been struck, and I'm sure many of you have noticed this, by the depth of division that is often among families and friends today, especially after the last election, the COVID pandemic, and the insurrection January 6th. There have been many deep divisions that tear apart families and friendships. Differences are important, and it's important we discuss and value and treasure those differences. However, I think that often we need to stop and remember to listen and share stories with people across the Commonwealth. When we actually take the time to listen to each other, we hear similar experiences such as having to work multiple jobs or struggling to put food on the table. When we share these experiences, we then can find common ground to be able to try to find solutions that will benefit all of the Commonwealth. Two areas of concern for me, especially heading into this campaign. First is the issue of livable wage. This is really important coming out of COVID, looking at the current job environment in Kentucky and our country. My grandpa worked one job, my grandma stayed at home. They were able to buy a house, pay for all three of their children to go to college, and continue to live comfortably to this day. That would be very hard on a single income family today, and if you were making minimum wage, that would be impossible. So there are two areas of discussion we need to have around minimum wage. First, the discussions that are happening today about raising minimum wage. There's a lot of good ideas that are being tossed around and talked about, such as raising the minimum wage to $15, and it's important that we continue to have these conversations and then put in place legislation that ensures that people are able to pursue the American dream and are able to live comfortable lives. However, second, we need to continue to look to the future. Otherwise, we'll be having these conversations every 10 or 15 years. So it is important that we think about legislation, for example, that connects the minimum wage to inflation, so that as we move on, and especially on into our children, they can be guaranteed to make a livable wage for them and their families. A second issue that's important for Kentucky to look at is infrastructure. Kentucky ranks C on the latest infrastructure evaluation, which includes areas such as clean air, clean water, roads and bridges, and especially important to me today, internet. My husband works from home as a software engineer, so I personally know the importance of having an internet connection. Honestly, he would not even be able to work if we did not have internet. Yet sadly, many areas in Kentucky and other rural areas in America don't have access to internet, which means people don't have the option to work from home, and new businesses are not likely to move into the area because most businesses need internet. So bringing internet to these areas is not only something that's important to Kentucky, but that needs to be talked about on the federal level so that people have more job opportunities and are able to see these rural communities continue to grow and bring in new businesses. Now again, thank you so much for letting me speak to you all tonight. I encourage you, please go to my website, ruthgow.com. You'll learn more about me and my issues, and also be able to connect with me. With COVID spreading around, we're going to move a lot of events online, so you'll see opportunities on social media as well as via Zoom. Even if you're not planning to vote for me, please join in the conversation. I want to hear your ideas. I want to engage with your stories because I believe that by sharing our stories and experiences together, we're going to be able to build a better tomorrow for Kentucky. Thank y'all.